Hello and welcome to Cooking the Books with Heather. On this episode, I'm going to be making Horsey arugula with muscadine vinaigrette, Parmesan, and pecans from Vivian Howard's Deep Run Roots cookbook. She calls this Horsey arugula because it's supposed to be a more mature arugula, so not as tender and sweet. But all I could find around here was baby arugula, so that's what we'll be using today instead of a more mature arugula. So whatever, we'll be using that. It also includes two other recipes that we have already made on the channel. It includes these grape hull preserves, muscadine grape hull preserves, and the salt and butter roasted pecans that we've made. I will link both of those recipes up here. You could also use Viv's Addiction, which are a more candied but spicy pecans, which we've also made, and I will link up here. So you have your options about what you want to use regarding your pecans. So the first thing I'm going to do is slice my muscadine grapes. So usually you do not eat the skins with these, but she says that if you slice them thin and you have like a large firm grapes, not hard, firm grapes. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna slice off the stem end, and we're not gonna keep that. And then we're gonna slice, she says 1/8 inch slices. So I'm gonna do the best I can with that until we see, there's the seeds. And when we see the seeds, we're gonna pick them out and discard them. You don't wanna eat those. And pick the ones out of this side. I think there might be another one. There's a tiny one right there. And then we're going to slice the rest. Gets a little more difficult to slice. But we're going to discard the other sort of round end as well, so that all of the slices of muscadine grapes, the skins aren't super thick. So it's kind of like when you slice meat thinly to make it more tender. So hopefully that will be the case here. So I'm gonna keep on slicing until I have filled up my measuring cup. Whatever, that's enough. All right, that is enough of that. Cutting these grapes is the absolute worst thing I have done. Yeah, pretty sure, absolute worst thing. Okay, so I'm gonna put them away and get what I need to make the vinaigrette, the muscadine vinaigrette. Okay, after some amount of setup here, I need to basically roughly chop my muscadine or grape hull preserves. So I've chosen this little mini chopper that came with my immersion blender because there is not much that goes into this, and you need a really small food processor for this. So I'm gonna try it with this. The thing that I didn't like about these grape hull preserves is the grape hulls. The fact that they're just so large. So this will be helpful. It's hard to get just, the amount you want out of here because the grape hulls, there we go. I'll just use a small spatula. Try to get as much out as I can. And get another That's good. There we go. That is probably the best I can do for measuring that and getting it out of the measuring spoon. Now let's see if this chops it like I hope it will. We're making a very small amount of dressing for all of this, but we're not mixing the olive oil in, so we'll see. All right. I don't see any big pieces. It looks like this worked pretty well for me. I'm gonna use this to put it into a bowl. Now, I don't know why we don't just put all of the ingredients for this dressing in the food processor, because now we're just gonna whisk them up. I guess she doesn't want you to chop up the grape hulls too much, and maybe you would if you put all of the ingredients in there, but that is just a guess from me. That's all I need of that. And then I need some Dijon mustard. I'm gonna do the lemon juice first. So I need some lemon juice. This is just fresh squeezed lemon juice. I'm gonna guesstimate because this set does not have a half tablespoon. Good enough. And then the Dijon mustard. Got sticky stuff all over my bottle. That's super fun. Go. Now I've got mustard all over my hands. Also super fun. Anyway. Okay. That's good. I'm gonna wash my hands a bit. Don't add any salt and pepper to this. Yeah, salt. No pepper, just salt. All right, so I'm just going to whisk this stuff up together. That looks pretty good. We will be ready to eat soon because you want to mix this up only when you're ready to eat. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you this because it is a little bit different. Let's see, toss the arugula, which we have here, with the sliced grapes. So we're just gonna put olive oil in here. Some salt in here. This, yeah, doesn't have anything on it. Salt. Half of our cheese. So this is Parmesan. She says Parmesan Reggiano. I had some American Grana, whatever. That's what I had on hand. She says to grate it. I went with what it looks like she did in the picture and used a not a cheese slicer, a vegetable peeler on it, because little bits of the cheese sort of, so usually I use a microplane for Parmesan, and that would definitely just sort of disappear and clump up, and I didn't want that. So I've got my cheese here. So we're going to put our dressing in here, and we're gonna put all of this in here. So I'm just gonna put it all right here. and we're going to toss this together. So I need something to toss it with. I usually just use 2 sort of large spoons. I'm gonna try to get all of this arugula coated and mixed with the dressing and the cheese and the grapes. And then when I serve it, I'm going to top it with the pecans of your choice. I have the salt and butter roasted ones, and the rest of the cheese. So that is it. And I will show you what it looks like once I have topped it all off and served it, and we'll let you know what we think. On this episode of Cooking the Books with Heather, you watched me make Horsey arugula with muscadine vinaigrette, Parmesan, and pecans from Vivian Howard's Deep Run Roots cookbook. It's a really long name for a relatively simple recipe. If you've already got the muscadine grape hull, what do they call it? Grape hull preserves, and the pecans, which are the butter roasted pecans, which I'll have linked somewhere up here or down below, probably both. If you've already got those made, then this is a really easy recipe to throw together. A really small food processor is very, very helpful because you do use that to break up those preserves, those really large hulls that I complained about, get broken up in that, and then you make the vinaigrette from that. The other thing that was a little annoying was slicing those grapes really thinly and also taking out the seeds at the same time. If I never have to slice muscadine grapes again, it will be too soon. I really hated that part. In fact, every time I've had to cut them in any way, I've kind of hated it. When we cut them in half, and took the seeds out for, I think it was we've done that a few times for other savory recipes, and it was very annoying, and I don't like it. But necessary because those seeds are not great to eat. Anyway, other than that, the salad came together pretty quickly. The vinaigrette dressing was really delicious, and I think that honestly you could use this salad as just a template for any other salad with any other preserves that you have and with a cheese that would go well with it, and a little bit of fruit and a nut. So and then mix that with the pretty, not stout, but a strong green, not like butter lettuce or something like that probably, but a spinach or the arugula or some sort of green like that. And this would be a great template for anything that you want to make. And I think I'm going to try it with some other preserves. I don't know exactly what yet, but I definitely think that we would have loved blue cheese in this instead of the Parmesan, and like peach preserves or anything like that would have been really, really great. So I'm going to try this again with some other preserves or some other ingredients, maybe the same preserves, because I do have some left still. So we'll let you know how that goes. If you enjoyed watching me make this, please give me the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and come back and watch me make something else next week.